Alright, the next topic we want to discuss is something called percent change. And this is a way that we can compare an old value to a new value and say, well, how much did it change? And so the formula for this is going to be new minus old over old, and then times 100 to give us a percent. So this is something you need to have memorized. New minus old over old. It's got to become a mantra. Now, if the new value is greater than the old, it's going to be a percent increase. Okay? And if the new value is less than the old, then it's a percent decrease. Now, another way that we can talk about percent change is a percent markup on cost. And so this is going to be the price minus the cost over the cost. And notice that new minus old will still work for this. Okay, so if the price is greater than the cost, the seller is making money, and if the price is less than the cost, the seller loses money. So that should be easy enough to think about. So let's try an example. Number 9, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, in 1982 to 1984 was 100. In 1987, it was 113.6, and in 1993, it was 144.5. The question says, find the percent increase in the CPI from 1982 to 1987. So we want to use this new minus old over old to find our percent increase. So looking at these two dates, which is newer? Well, the newer date is 1987 and the older date is 1982. Okay, so we take the value from 1987, which is 113.6, minus the old value in 1982, which was 100, over the old value, which is 100. So new minus old over old, and then we'll do times 100 there. Now I do want to show you how to do this in your calculator. It looks very nice here that we have this fraction bar. If you have a calculator that'll do direct algebraic logic, we need to make sure that we put parentheses here, or that we hit enter after doing the subtraction before we do the division. Okay, so in this calculator it's not going to matter. If I do 113.6 minus 100, okay, as soon as I hit equals, I get 13.6. From there I can divide by 100, which is 0.136, and then we actually multiply by 100 to turn it back into a percentage. So this is really 13.6%. So make sure you try that out on your calculator and that you're able to get 13.6% here. You can either put parentheses around this if you're using a TI, okay, or you can hit enter after doing the subtraction. So let's go ahead and find the percent increase in the CPI from 1987 to 1993. I want you to give this a try on your own, and then pause the video, come on back to check your work when you're done. Okay, so here's my formula all written out. I just want to show you what will happen if you don't use parentheses. So we'll do 144.5 minus 113.6, so new minus old, and then divided by old of 113.6. Okay, so you can see right here that what happened was we got 143.5, which is just one less than 144.5. So if you don't use parentheses, the calculator will actually do the division problem first. So 113.6 divided by 113.6 is just 1. And then it does 144.5 minus 1 to get this. So it's very important that we do 144.5 minus 113.6 and then hit equals. Okay, so we get 30.9 there. And now we divide that by the old value of 113.6. And then times 100 to change it to a percent. And you can see we get 27.2% increase. Okay, so if you're ever one off from your new value, that means that you didn't use your parentheses or you didn't hit enter on the top there. So if we're looking at this here, we had a 27% increase in the CPI. So looking at the growth, okay, which would you say had a bigger increase? Well, from 1987 to 1993 had a larger increase.